Well, thanks for being with us. We're with Ian Kinder. Ian is a personal safety expert and owner of Live Safe Academy. He's trained police officers, he's trained adults, he's trained children, he's trained older adults to live safely. Let's find out from Ian. Ian, welcome to Graceful Aging.
Thank you very much for having me here.
So give me a brief synopsis. How does somebody like you get involved in teaching people?
Well, you know, when I was younger, I used to get into a lot of trouble, unfortunately, and what ended up being the martial arts that reformed me. And as a part of my martial arts training, I became involved in law enforcement training. And what I saw in law enforcement training is they had a very common sense approach to safety that was also very comprehensive, not really something you saw in a martial arts program. Actually, we don't really do so much martial arts as we do simple skills that folks can learn quickly, things that can give them a high chance of success under real circumstances.
Okay, if I'm an older adult, though, we've got people watching now, and I think so many people say, look, I want to be safe. I don't want to be in a dangerous circumstance, so I'm just going to live quietly, I'm going to live safely, and I'm going to avoid danger. Mm-hmm. Is that a good, solid way to live these days?
No, it's not. But at the same time, we don't want to live in fear either, and that's important. And when we think about personal safety, we think about this like driving defensively. Every time we get behind the wheel of a car, we should know an accident can happen. But we sure don't drive around in fear of accidents. But because we know they can happen, we're prepared for them. We wear our seatbelts, we drive defensively, and that's how we should approach personal safety.
So I don't have to be worried and afraid of this dangerous world.
You shouldn't be, but you should be prepared because you know it is a dangerous world.
What are the dangers out there that people commonly ignore or don't see?
Well, you know what? Unfortunately, the world is a dangerous place. One of the things that I do is I work with a company that works with the medical examiners, and I have to go out to a lot of crime scenes. And of course, the only reason why I'm there is because someone was deceased, because someone took their life. And I'm in very nice neighborhoods all the time. People aren't aware that there was just a crime that took place right next door to them, and it never gets into the news. And again, that's not that we should be in fear, but we do need to understand that crime is a very real thing that happens everywhere. And those are the types of things that we want to be mentally prepared for, because safety is a personal responsibility. Police do a wonderful job to try to protect us, and thank goodness we have them, right? But safety is still our responsibility. They can't protect everybody. That's why crimes still happen. We need to be mentally prepared to protect ourselves.
Well, that mental preparation I want to ask you about. So, you know, what does that mean?
And this is the most important aspect of safety, is prevention and mindset. When we talk a mindset, what we talk about is having the moral conviction to do whatever is necessary to protect an innocent life, whether that be our life or the life of another innocent person. The reason why we have that moral conviction is because life has the right to be safe, that it's worth protecting, and that we need to be willing to do whatever it takes to protect ourselves. In dangerous situations, people can feel very overwhelmed. Sometimes when they feel overwhelmed, they don't do anything at all. We need to have the moral conviction to do whatever it takes, no matter how scared we are, because being scared is natural. But we still have to have that commitment to say we're going to do whatever it takes to protect our safety, because you really don't want to be the person that's the victim afterwards. You want to do everything you can not to be that person.
So how do I get that mindset? How do I mentally prepare?
One of the things that we talk about is the heart of self-defense training really is teaching people how to think. And once people understand that innocent life has the right to exist and is worth protecting, once they have that moral conviction to say that I am worth defending, and so are other people, that's the first starting point, to say that life is worth protecting. You know, there's a saying that God can't be good unless he hates evil. And that's the basic concept here, is that we need to understand that innocent life is worth protecting, and therefore we're willing to stand up to whatever dangers are out there that would try to hurt an innocent person.
All right, so a criminal has lesser rights than me as an innocent, law-abiding citizen.
Well, it's not lesser rights, but it's a situation where the criminal is the one who created the circumstance where you're forced to defend yourself. And so you have the moral conviction to defend yourself. You're not the one who's creating the situation. You don't want to be there. You're not looking to hurt another person, but you are looking to protect innocent life. And that's the difference. We're not using force to hurt people. That's what the criminal does. We're using force to stop a criminal from hurting an innocent person. It's the use of force to stop a threat. That's the difference. Well, you know, the first thing we're going to talk about are eye gouges.
Eye gouges.
Eye gouges are the single most reliable, effective means that we have to shift someone's focus from hurting us to protecting themselves. And it's very simple. There's no wrong way to do it. One example would just be to claw up our hands like this and to go right into the eyes like this. Another very simple way would be to take your hand right like this and go right into the eyes like this time with the thumb. And all you got to remember is you're going to take the tips of your fingers and you're going to go as deep as you can, as aggressively as you can.
And the reaction from the criminal is going to be what?
Generally speaking, it's going to be to stop what they're doing to you and to protect their eyes.
And when they do that, what do I do?
Well, that would depend on the situation. You may hit them, or you may be able just to get to safety, but that's your window of opportunity.